So I want to welcome you to College Students with Learning Disabilities Speak. This is a panel that consists of college students with learning disabilities from New Jersey City University. My name is LeDerick Horne. I'll be facilitating the panel. And I just want to say, let me see, high school students, how many high school students we got in the house? Okay, quite a few. So this is a really good opportunity. When I was in high school, I was in special ed, I was on an IEP. I didn't know about any of the options that were available to me, after high school. And so here you guys have a great opportunity, not only at this conference, but really here at this panel to be able to hear from people who are in your shoes and are now in college, receiving services and doing well. So we're going to start out by having everybody introduce themselves, say what their major is, and then we'll go from there to a series of prepared questions that I have. Everybody in the panel, they'll answer the questions they feel drawn to answer, and then at the end of our time, I'll try to save 10-15 minutes to have questions and comments come from you. So if you have any questions or comments that come up, in your mind as everyone's talking, feel free to write them down or make a mental note, and then we'll get to those at the end. Sound good?
Good.
Okay. All right. So start with you and just go on down.
Okay. My name is Alexandra Torres. I currently attend NJCU, and I'm undecided as of now.
My name is Nicole Moseson. I go to NJCU. I'm a bio major and a minor in chem.
My name is Sheena Burley. I attend NJCU and my major is sociology.
Got a bunch of mics.
I'm Chris Nevers. I attend NJCU and I'm a business major.
My name is Pia Baran. I go to NJCU and my major is environmental science.
My name is Kristen Israel. I'm at NJCU and I'm a sociology major.
My name is Corrado DiVincenzo. I attend NJCU and my major is going to be psychology.
My name is Juan Perez. I am a psychology major and I'm a senior.
All right, and again, I'm LeDerick Horne. I started college out at Middlesex County College in Central Jersey. Eventually transferred here to New Jersey City University. Graduated in 2003 with an honors BA in mathematics, minor in fine art. Own my own real estate investment company. I'm a poet, playwright, and nationally recognized advocate for people with disabilities. I'm very happy to be back on campus. All right. So let's give a round of applause just to welcome our panel. Okay, so first question we have is, well, we know the question is actually, what college do you currently attend? But we all know that because they're all from Jersey City University. So the question I'll ask is, why did you decide to come to this college, to this university? You guys, there's nationally, internationally, you could have gone anywhere. So what made you come here? Yes, sir.
The reason I chose NJCU, well, there was a lot of reasons, but the main reason was because of the Project Mentor program, where they provide you with many accommodations and things you need in order to be successful.
I attended NJCU I was accepted after Hudson County Community, and as a result I came here and found out about Project Mentor, which was a bonus, and I learned a whole lot of things for people with learning disabilities that I could have used in high school to be a more successful student. So one of the main reasons I came here was just because they had a nice computer program that I wanted, and then Project Mentor was just a bonus when I came.
So you came because of the major, and then you found out about the support you could get once you already...
Yeah, I had no idea I had any of these rights or any kinds of rights to assistive technology besides the calculator.
Okay, very good. Anybody else?
Yeah, I came to NJCU because my counselor told me it's a nice environment and I can get many programs for help and assistance. And I wanted to come here too because in high school I had a lot I used to struggle a lot when I was in high school sometimes, so I think when I came to NJCU, I decided to take advantage of all the aides and tutors and mentors that helped me improve in my schoolwork.
Okay.
came to NJCU for Project Mentor as well.
So we'll go on to the next question. I know that, we got a real diverse group here. Some of you guys went to high schools where maybe you felt like you were completely prepared, to make the transition to college. Maybe some of you didn't feel like you got the support you needed and just kind of, made your way here, and, we're lucky that you found this program and what have you. I'm curious, do you feel like your high school prepared you to go to college or to go to this university?
I would have to say my high school did a really good job. I came from Central Jersey, a town called Bridgewater, and that high school system was I would have to say it was really good. I mean, they had the support, they had all the teachers were willing to help you get through. Really good school. The only one thing though is that that they didn't challenge us in writing, and I kind of was in shock when I came into NJCU because the rap, and that was just one negative little thing. But I do understand NJCU's rap exam is to make you a better writer, because I've heard stories that people go into different colleges and they just go their own high school ways, but NJCU challenges you to become a better writer, and that I think is really it's important.
So just explain to the folks what a rap exam is. It doesn't mean you're going to have to freestyle when you get here, right?
A rap exam is like where you have to read a passage and write about it in an argumentative way, not persuasive, but like argue your point. And it's part of your placement test when you get into the school. There is a score levels and a certain area where you have to get into in order to pass and go into a remedial or either a English class.
Okay. Anybody else? Sure.
I can relate to what he's saying, because when I first came here, actually in high school, they didn't prepare me, like research papers. I never really wrote a research paper. I didn't know what MLA was, APA. I didn't know any of that. So when I had to do the rap exam, I didn't pass the first time. I didn't pass the second time. I didn't pass the third time. So I was on academic probation. And I had a lot of anxiety, and I was very scared and overwhelmed. But in turn, I became a better writer because I passed the rap. I think it was the WIN program. I think that was it. And it helped me because the WIN program is you write something and it repeats, whatever you write, it repeats it back to you. So that, I only used it once for the rap, and it really did help me, and I passed, but my writing became much better with the accommodation that I used.
Okay. Sure.
In my experience, when I was in high school, every time I was put in a standard level class, I had no idea what the teacher was speaking of, so they didn't prepare me because they wouldn't give me tutoring, or I didn't know any of my rights. I had an IEP, I went to the meetings, so most of the time when I went to those classes, I would just go back into the special ed classes where I was apparently one of the smartest kids. I was getting A's and B's, but I wasn't learning anything.
Yeah.
It was mostly stuff we covered in 8th grade. So when I graduated, I was ill prepared for college life, and it was a struggle for the first 6 years of college in Hudson County Community and the first few years here.
Okay. Yes.
I went to County Prep High School in Jersey City, and they prepared me, but I didn't so much prepare myself. I mean, like right now in college, I struggle with math, and math, in college you have to pass. I think there's 2 math courses to go on and just to be done with math, depending on your major. But in class, it was there. I had a good teacher, but I wasn't there. Like I was just dazed and off. I wasn't paying attention, and now I struggle with math now in college just because I was thinking of something else in class and just slacking off. So in high school, my advice to give to you is just know your math, because you have to pass requirements in college. You have to pass requirements in college.
I think it's important to say that of course, your school has a responsibility to give you an education, to help prepare you to go on to college, university, work, wherever you decide you want to go. But it's also really important, particularly as the students in the room get older, that you take responsibility for your education. One of the things I always say is, one of the best things about your education is that it's your education, and that you have the opportunity to make choices, make decisions to help steer how it's going to be. And so I know when I was getting ready to graduate from high school, I was conscious that my skills in math in particular, but also writing were low. And so I used to go to my teachers, and I had teachers that were really great, where they would eat their lunch. I would go into their lunch hour, and they would help me with my math, just so that I could score a bit higher on those placement exams. When I went to college. So I think it's important that if you say you want to be in college, if you say that's a goal for you, then take that goal seriously and do the work that you need to do to prepare yourself to get here. All right, next question. What advice? Oh, sure. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Actually, when I first came here to NJCU, I was having like problems writing English, right? Because actually I'm a second language student and my grammar is not that really good. And actually in high school, I was not like actually I was learning and everything, but I didn't learn how to I could not know how to write the research paper. But when I came here to NJCU and I become an award of freshman tour, and I become an award of ESL, the ESL department that we have here at NJCU, they had helped me a lot. I started knowing how to write really well.
Okay, very good. Next question is, and we've already heard some of this, but if this is another opportunity, what advice do you have for the LD students who are in the room that are currently in high school that are interested in going to college? Yes, sir.
Well, one of the first things I would have benefited from is if I knew my disability and my learning style. So one of the first things as an LD student is learn how you learn the best way, and then build a nice study system around that, so when you're in college, it's a very simple transition and you can get adjusted much quicker.
Right. Very good. Anybody else? Any other advice?
My advice for you to do is to go to your child study team, because if you go to your child study team, they will help you, because my child study team helped me get into college.
So don't be afraid of the child study team.
Don't be afraid.
I agree with Sheena because without my school's help with the child study team, they could not have helped me look for a college that had the capabilities that NJCU gives people with IEPs and learning disabilities. So, I mean, she really helped me out and showed me the colleges here in New Jersey, not only here in New Jersey, but like Massachusetts, Connecticut, other states around the country that have the same the same levels that NJCU offers here. So yeah, go to your child study team. Definitely.
And so just to clarify, like different schools, the child study teams are going to be, some are great, some kind of need some help. But you guys were fortunate to have a child study team, and one of the things that I say is, you guys, like, we're a part of the team. The students are a part of that child study team, and to really be able to take advantage of them, you have to see them as a resource that you can go to. If you set a goal, and if that goal is college, then make sure you say to them, this is my long-term goal. So let's work together. So that we can get to that goal. Okay. Anybody else? Yes.
I just want to say something. I want to say, guys, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid of nothing. Do not let anybody get you down.
Right.
Because when I was a senior, like so many people that had they used to be like, oh no, you will never go to college, you will never graduate, you will never do that, you will never do that. But actually I didn't listen to, I just tried to ignore all of those people, and all you need to do, just believe in yourself, and think about it more positively, not listen to nobody, and like kept saying to yourself like you're going to be able to do it. You're gonna do it, and not listen to nobody.
Ignore the naysayers.
Yeah. And try to have confidence in yourself.
Absolutely. Confidence, I think, is the key to anybody being successful. You know, and you may hear a lot of discouraging things, or you may have heard a lot of discouraging things, and people kind of say that they don't even think that college is something that's possible. But that's that's a beautiful part about being here today, is that you can see a lot of folks who may have heard that, but are still able to go on and to be successful. Nicole, did you say something? Did you have
No, she answered it.
Okay, all right. The next question is, what have you learned about yourselves as students since coming here to New Jersey City University? Sure.
I learned to be more organized.
Very important.
Yeah, very organized. I have a to-do list every day. I write what homeworks I have, the assignments I have to do. And it's also important to be responsible. Those two factors have helped me throughout the whole semester. I mean, being responsible, going to class on time, and going to class regularly on a regular basis is very important, because if you miss one class, you miss a whole works. You may not think so, but you do. So it's very important and especially to stay organized, because if you have a list, especially, or a planner, it helps you remember things and be on top of things and manage your time well.
Very good, very good. Anybody else? What have you learned about yourselves? Yeah.
Well, when I went to high school, I knew about keeping organized and being on time and the responsibility that was required of me. But I never knew how much I could push myself, push the envelope. Because yeah, I have a learning disability, and yes, I have struggles and I need extra time on tests. But I realized coming here that I was given the opportunity of being in the honors program, and many people in high school, I tried getting into the program numerous times, but my spelling wasn't great. But I could verbalize myself well, and I was good in math, but they didn't want to see that. They wanted to see how I did on papers. When I came here, my freshman year, I worked really hard, and I spoke with different advisors and Project Mentor, and they advised me that it's a very involved program, but if you want it, you can try it. I ended up getting in the program and passing with flying colors in A's and B's. So, I mean, it was interesting to see how far I could push the envelope.
Very good. Anybody else learn anything about yourself as a student? Sure.
Well, I learned that I'm smarter than I thought I was.
Right. And what do you mean by that?
In high school, I would get A's and B's and get good grades, but I had almost pretty much a fear of going to college. You hear about long papers and you're in class for hours, but college it's not hard. It's just whatever you want to If you want to put your mind to something, you can do it. I have a learning disability, and some of you may have a learning disability, but if I could do it, you could do it. And I know right now that I'm going to graduate. I haven't graduated yet, but I know that nothing's going to get in my way of graduating. So, if I could do it, then you guys could do it too.
All right, very good. Yes, please.
Actually, all I want to say is that when I was in 8th grade, before I go to high school, there were so many people who tried, they kept telling me, oh, you're not going to high school. And actually, there is something else I want to say to you guys. There was a person who, actually, this thing is a little bit personal, but I want to really share it with you guys. There is a person who knows my mom, right? And do you know that she was sick? She was having breast cancer. She was sick, and do you know that she loves me a lot and she cares about me? And do you know they were sick? She was sick and everything, right? And at the same time, do you know about it? And do you know about her? They go to her and they were like, your daughter will never graduate. She will never go to college. She's gonna fail and she's not gonna do anything good in her life. Actually, at the same time, I just try to ignore those people, and when I come here to college, and I just try to do everything by myself, and I'm sorry for coming down.
Take your time.
This person who was talking about me, she she still like she studied here with us at the NJCU, and every time she looked at like she come back and she looks at me, she be like, I'm sorry for whatever I said about you before.
Wow.
Guys, please do not listen to nobody. Just trust in yourself.
All right. Wow. Yeah. You know, I think one of the things that's really unfortunate is that people will take opportunities when you're kind of like at your emotional low to kind of take a shot at you. I just want to say this. I know a lot of folks with learning disabilities who have gotten through college strictly off of revenge, right? Like a principal said to them, you will never graduate from college, and so they were like, I will show you. You know, and I know 3 or 4 guys that have graduated from college, gone right up into their old high school and said, look at this piece of paper. I was able to do it, you know. And again, I think, you know, I'm so happy to be able to facilitate this panel because I know there are a lot of folks out here who are hearing those same kind of discouraging words. And, you know, and I think one of the beautiful parts about being at this college, and I know at colleges and universities throughout the United States that have support programs like what we have at New Jersey City University, that it gives you an opportunity to build a real community. You know, I know one of the biggest sort of supports, and this will transition to our talk about accommodations, but probably one of the biggest supports that helped me to be successful when I went through college was being able to know that I had fellow students with learning disabilities who were struggling like me, who were, you know, celebrating victories like me, and we helped each other to kind of get through, both academically and also I think, you know, emotionally.
Yeah, I could add to that. Like, my mom, she feels worried about me graduating from college, you know, because when I was in high school, you know, I did good in high school, but like, it's that when I got to college, you know, like, because she knows that when you get to college, you know, work gets a lot harder and there's more, everything builds up, you know.
Right.
But yeah, she feels a little, you know, worried, but you know, I'm still succeeding, you know, and actually I'm learning about the future because, you know, after college, you know, when you get a job or something like that, you know, you can learn how to be more organized and be prepared, and you know, you have all this free time and stuff, you can, you know, prepare for your next courses and everything.
All right, please.
I somewhat had a similar story to Christine, but not to that level. But I had in grade school, like in first grade, my parents just told me this like end of senior year. I repeated the first grade because I was diagnosed with ADD, and
I repeated the first grade too.
there's nothing wrong. There's
nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong with it. There's seriously nothing wrong with it. I'm telling you right now, there's seriously nothing wrong with it, and I do not regret it. But it's just that I found out that from what my parents told me when I was younger, was that, oh, you just needed like a little support. That's all I needed. But then they didn't tell me the truth until towards the end of my senior year in high school, and they said, you know, the principal just basically wanted you out because you were sort of like, you know, you were just giving the school a bad reputation, and that he gave my parents 2 options, 2 different schools in the same area that I should attend to because they had the needs, and he felt that I was like a plague or something that would disrupt his perfect school. And college is sort of like, you know, I just wanted to not like go in his office and like prove him wrong, but just like go into college and say like, I did this, I can do it. I mean, I've done so many things throughout from then up until now. I pushed myself. I mean, I pushed myself physically and mentally, and I try to do that every day. I mean, you guys should seriously like push yourself to the limit. Not where it gets too deadly, but like push yourself, to to, you know, make yourself say like, wow, I actually did this, I can do it. I mean, you know, I kicked its butt, you
Right.
know, that sort of thing.
All
So.
right. Very good. Very good. I want us to move on. You'll hear us talk a lot about academic accommodations and adaptive technology. Academic accommodations are examples of things like extra time on tests. Adaptive technology might be an example, maybe having your textbook as an MP3 or on CDs, or using a spell checker, you know, to help you with spelling. Use a spell checker a lot. So, what academic accommodations or adaptive technology have you guys used in class? And just say a little something about how it helped.
I used technology that's new. It's called a pulse pen. Basically what it does is it records your strokes as you write, and it puts it on the computer in a nice format so that you can like look at it and study it clearly. And also it has another interesting feature, which is it voice records. It records lectures that go on, and you can actually listen to it with headphones, and also the headphones can also be used as amplified microphone, and it's really helped me out. And you know, and the other thing that I've used is extended time. Definitely helped me out a lot, and also test reduction distractions, which I needed because, you know, in order to block out distractions so that I can do well, and all those have worked well.
Very good. Yes.
Accommodations I have used in testing room and more time, as well as a calculator and use of a laptop during exams, because I have ADHD and sometimes composing my thoughts is a very difficult task in itself with all the distractions that are going on in my head.
All right.
Sometimes I would need a testing room and I would actually have to talk out loud to collect my thoughts. So if you come here and you hear someone speaking in the testing room, it's probably me talking to myself.
Right. Anybody else? Adaptive technology? Yeah.
Yeah, I use a separate testing location. I didn't realize I technically needed one. I'm a bio major. I had to take cell bio, which is understanding the little cells inside your body, which is very complex, which I didn't know about. And I was sitting there and I actually distracted my entire class. I started bouncing my pen and I started clicking it and bouncing my knee, and then all of a sudden I got to the last question. I saw how many points it was worth, and I kind of like gave out this really big sign. I hit the table, not meaning to, with my elbows, and the professor walks by and goes, "Is there a problem with you?" I go, "No, but I think next time,
Right.
I don't think I should be here." And the person
for
sitting
your
next-
benefit, right?
Yeah, and they go, the person sitting next to me, she goes, "Are you okay? Are you like, are you having a heart attack or something?" I go, "No, I just couldn't sit there." And then people started getting up, and we have rolling chairs, and then I started rolling back and forth. It was a disaster. So yeah, separate testing location is pretty helpful.
All right, let's go on to the next question. Has anyone, and let me just get maybe two people just to comment on this, in the interest of time. Has anyone come into contact with a professor or a staff person who would not give you the academic accommodation you asked for? And so, if you have come into contact with anyone who, you know, was not willing to give you an accommodation, please say what happened and then how you dealt with it. Yes, sir.
He did give me the accommodation, but he fought me on it. Because I've been performing pretty well in his class. The first exam, I had one of those blue book issues where I wrote in it, but after taking it, I realized that the material is so big that I'm going to need either extra time or the use of a laptop to stay within the 3-hour testing time.
Right.
So the week before last, I emailed him, he never replied. I brought in the laptop from the project mentor that they provided, and I had explained to him for about 10 minutes before the test that I need to use it because I write very slowly. It's very difficult to compose thoughts when I'm writing manually, and it would take me extra time. So he let me use it, but right now I feel that he may telling me further on as the class goes on towards the last day on the 21st.
So he has, he's...
He's let me use it, but he has challenged and questioned my use of it.
Okay. All right. And okay, so just for everybody else, if he just kind of puts his fist down and says, you know what, forget this, forget you and your laptop, you got to take it with the blue book, what happens next?
Then I would go refer to Project Mentor, they would send a letter, and whatever is planned out for that kind of situation, I would go through the process, filling out forms and letters
Right.
with the professor and as well with Jennifer.
And that's one of the things I just want everybody to be conscious of, is that if you identify yourself as a person with a learning disability or any kind of disability broadly defined, once you can document that and prove that you are a person with a disability, you have certain rights, you know, and you always want to be able to identify who your support person is at the college or university you decide to go to. You know, and generally that's going to be someone in disability services or someone with that kind of title. But there is a procedure that you can take, you know, to make sure that, you know, your rights are respected and you get the things you need in order to be successful and really show how much you've learned in that class. Anyone else? We'll do one more. Yes.
Guys, I just want to tell you something. Do not be ashamed of your learning disabilities. Do not be ashamed of it. Like for me, sometimes it's hard for me to explain it or to share it with somebody. For me, like before I started any of my classes, like I just tried to go to the professor for the class tour, or I just go to them after the class, and I'll be like, I ask them for if I could talk to them like 5 minutes to 10 minutes, and I'll be just sitting there with them and I start explaining what is my learning disabilities, what is my weaknesses, and what kind of problems that I have. And like I'm really thankful to God that like most of my professors, like some of them they understand me, and some of them they're like okay. And I know like sometimes it's hard to talk about your learning disabilities with somebody else, but it's okay.
Yeah, you know, and it's I always say to folks, you know, like I don't walk around, you know, waving the LD flag everywhere I go, you know, but I am in no way ashamed of being a person who has a learning disability, a person who struggles with reading and spelling, and it's just a part of who I am as a total person. But I think, you know, particularly when you're younger, you know, struggling in school can just feel like, you know, your world's going to end because school is such an important part of who you are. But it's important to not be ashamed of any of the challenges you may have. And really, you know, I've gotten to the point now where I really embrace the fact that I learn differently than everybody else. I think that, you know, the unique way in which my mind works has allowed me to be creative, you know, has allowed me to solve problems in ways that maybe other people haven't. And I know that I am a part, as a person with a learning difference, I'm a part of a very large club of people throughout history who have helped add to society, you know, and make this world a better place. And all of us, you know, we struggled early on in life. But let me just keep on going. Let me keep going. The next question I want to ask, and this will be the last one, and then we have a few minutes for questions from everybody else, but what is the best and the worst part of being a college student? Go for it.
The best thing for me is evolution. I've evolved from a person that I can't believe that I was just 8 years ago. I understand things better, and I've become a better person as a result of going to college and learned a lot more about how my learning style and how I interpret information. And it also has been teaching me how to strategize and how to communicate better, as well as eventually getting into my field, which is going to be counseling psychology. And the worst part has been the same thing, learning strategies and time management. Because since I didn't have a good structure in high school, it was very difficult for me to adapt to college. So that has both been the best and the worst thing, is just learning how to plan out my day. I was saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do this week. Monday I have this many hours, so I have a class in the morning, I got 4 hours, so 2 of those 4 hours I'll eat while studying, and then do whatever I have to do. And when I had a job at the same time, I would pick places where I would be doing work, but at the same time, I'm able to look at my textbook, flipping pages while I'm filing, or
Right.
typing on a computer, or just taking phone calls.
Right, okay. So Juan is saying that it's the best of times and it's the worst of times. Anybody else, what's going on? Best and worst part of being in college?
Okay, I think the worst part for me, I came into this school and I didn't know they had a project mentor program. So the first semester I came in, I was struggling. I didn't have extra time on my test, and it was really bad for me. My grades went down, and it was it was horrible. But then a professor of mine, Dr. Lewis, recommended me to go to the project mentor program. And once I came in there, it was like the best thing for me. I
Right.
feel like my grades went up, I had more time on my test, and it was just so good. Another thing that I like about NJCU in specific is these classes are not like 50 to like 60 people. It's like a class of 15 to 20 at most. So having a smaller class is really good because then you can ask questions and participate, and teachers really love that. So, and you learn more. So the best part, I think I have more good than bad, is I've experienced a lot too throughout being in college.
So, a lot of times I've met many students with learning disabilities who get out of high school, go to college, and they say, you know what, I'm not going to tell anybody I have a learning disability. I'm just going to do this, and I know there's somewhere I can go and get some help, but I'm not worried about them. I'm just going to do my thing, and I'll be all right. And I've got a buddy who struggled for over a decade trying to get through college, and it was Spanish. He could never get through Spanish, and with his learning disability, it was like English was hard enough, but now he had to learn how to speak Spanish. But he at the same time, he wasn't willing to speak up and to ask for accommodations. So I hope that everyone heard, that it can be really, really a really good thing for you, and I believe it'll save you a lot of time and a whole lot of money if you're willing to realize that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. When you identify yourself to the school as being a person with a learning disability, you're not going to put a sticker on your head where everybody's going to be able to tell, but you will get the support you need in order to be successful.
I would have to say the best thing about NJCU is a project mentor. I'm a freshman right now, but if I didn't take the summer course that NJCU offered for project mentor students, I would have been lost fresh this year. I would have been completely lost and disoriented, and knowing what my learning strategy is and how to study and whatnot, that really helped me out a lot. And that's what that summer course taught me, is how to study for a midterm or a test or whatnot, and what the best way is to attack it. And I don't think I really had any bad situations at all. All of it's been good so far my freshman year. So I'm hoping that I do well over the next 3 or 4 years, how long it takes to graduate.
All right.
I say the best part about NJCU is that I get to take classes that are based on my major. Because my major, I'm doing business, and you get many jobs in business. So I'm taking classes like chemistry or microcomputers and stuff, and they're really interesting. And I get the work is really easy, and I'm actually getting it, and I'm getting good grades in exams and everything. But I say the worst part is that the classes are so long, and you like the first hour, like if it's a class that's like 4 hours or so. The first hour you're actually listening and you're taking good notes, but then like later, like the third hour, the fourth hour, you just start to doze off a little, and
Right.
it's like you feel like you're doing the same. Sometimes you like the same thing over and over again. I can't talk about something else now. But I'm getting through really good though. It's nice. Nice classes.
Okay.
I would have to say the best part about college is the parties. I love the parties. However, the worst part about it is the homework, the studying, the papers. That's just
Basically college. That's
only
think I want us to transition. We only have a few minutes left, and I'd like us to hear some questions or comments from the audience. So before we do that, can we just give our panel a round of applause?